to Tennessee's at-home learning series for literacy. Today's lesson is for all our second graders out there, though everyone is welcome to tune in. This is the second lesson in our this week's series. My name is Mrs. Ledford, and I'm a second grade teacher at Prescott South Elementary School in Cookeville, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. If you didn't see our previous lesson, you can find it at www.tn.gov/education. You can still tune in for today's lesson if you haven't seen any of our others, but it might be more fun if you first go back and watch our other lessons, since today we'll be talking about things we learned previously. Today we will be learning about myths, but before we get started, to participate fully in our lesson today, you will need two pieces of paper, a pen or a pencil, some coloring pencils, markers or crayons, and there is an independent practice student packet for grade 2, lesson 7, which can be found at www.tn.gov/education. Okay, let's begin. Today, our goal is to rewrite the myth using our own words and illustrations. This is just like we practiced yesterday. We will begin with me showing you what a special story called a myth looks like. And then there will be time for you to practice on your own with my support or help. Finally, I will assign you independent work that you can complete after our video ends. All right, boys and girls, in our last lesson, you learned how to retell a fairy tale, Rumpelstiltskin, and your independent practice was to retell the fairy tale in your own words using transition words. Before we get started, take out your independent practice from yesterday. Here is an example of what it might have looked like. Remember, you used your notes and transition words to retell the story. As I read my paragraph, notice the blue text. These are the transition words I wanted you to use in your writing. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to read this to you. Track along as I read to you. In the beginning, the queen visited a market. She met a woman who said her daughter could turn straw into gold. Do your sentences look like mine? Great. Next, the queen ordered a woman and her daughter to come to the castle. The queen made her daughter turn the straw into gold. The daughter was sad because she couldn't make gold. Do your sentences look like mine? Awesome. Suddenly, a little man appeared. He said he would help her if she would give him her first child. Do your sentences still look like mine? You rocked it. The next day, the little man had made gold. This made the queen happy, so she let the little girl marry her son, the prince. Do your sentences look like mine? Wonderful. Later, the little man came back for the child. The princess was sad, so the little man made her a deal. If she could find his name, she could keep her child. Do your sentences look like mine? Fantastic. After searching, the princess finally found his name. Rumpelstiltskin was very angry about this. He ran away, and they lived happily ever after. Do your sentences look like mine? Great. I am glad you did so well. Give yourself a hug if you were able to use some transition words or some of those blue words in your writing. Excellent. I hope you were able to share your story with someone in your house, just like I just shared my story with you. If you didn't, maybe you'll try it today. Okay, boys and girls. Yesterday, we read a story called Rumpelstiltskin. And do you remember where that story came from? That's right, a country called Germany. And that country is located in Europe. Today, we are going to listen to a myth from Rome. It is also located in Europe, like yesterday's story. Like many places long ago, stories were told orally or by word of mouth. Many of the myths from ancient Rome were influenced by the myths of nearby Greece. Do you see how close they are on the map? Now, in ancient Rome and Greece, the myths that were shared usually had supernatural beings or heroes as the main characters. Supernatural refers to the characters being gods or goddesses. They were believed to have supernatural powers, like the ability to control water or lightning. The plots usually explained events in nature or taught people how to behave. So let's review the characteristics of a myth that I just shared with you. I'm going to say part of a sentence, and when I put my hand on my ear like this, I want you to shout out what you think. Are you ready? All right. The characters were often supernatural beings or heroes known as gods and goddesses. Great. Want to do another one? The plots usually explained events in, that's right, events in nature. Good job. Now, before we begin our story, I want to share some information with you about the characters. Boys and girls, this is Neptune. He was the god of the sea. He's usually pictured with a long beard and he's holding a trident. This is a trident. It almost looks like a fork, doesn't it? The trident is a weapon that fishermen used to spear fish. The planet Neptune is named for him. All right, that is Neptune. This is Minerva. You say it. Minerva. She was the goddess of wisdom. Because of that, many modern day universities or colleges feature Minerva in their official seal or on their campuses. All right, boys and girls, today we are going to read this myth, and it is called Neptune and Minerva. Can you point to Neptune? Excellent, there he is. Can you find Minerva and point to her? Yep, there she is on the stairs. Now, Neptune was known as a god because he's a boy. Minerva is known as a goddess because she is a girl. Do you remember what this thing is that Neptune is holding? That's right. It is a trident. You say it, trident. Very good. It was a weapon that fishermen used to catch fish. Do you remember what Neptune was the god of? See if the picture can help you. Excellent. He was the god of the seas. What about Minerva? You remember what she was the goddess of? Brilliant. She was the goddess of wisdom. Now today, as we read, we're going to take some notes, just like we did yesterday. Remember, the goal is that you will be able to rewrite the myth in your own words. So we are going to make notes about what is happening as we go along. All right. So first, I want you to take out one of your pieces of paper and something to write with, and we are going to take notes on this page. So to begin, at the top of your paper, I want you to write Neptune and Minerva at the top of the page. These are our main characters, so I want you to be able to spell their names correctly. Write their names at the top of your paper as I spell out loud. Ready? N. Now, if that's somebody's name, what do I need to do to that N? That's right, it's a proper noun. I need to capitalize it. Capital N, E, P, T, U, N, E. Neptune. Very good. Okay, now let's add the word and. And you should remember how to spell and, right? And then we are going to write the word Minerva. All right, let's spell it out together. Capital Minerva. Very good. Neptune and Minerva. Your paper should look something like mine. All right, let's start reading, boys and girls. All right. Long ago, in ancient times, towns had their own god to watch over their people. Neptune was the god that watched over Rome. He was also lord of the sea and very powerful. See his trident? A trident is a spear that looks like a giant fork. His trident was like a wand. Here we meet Neptune and look at his trident. What was the purpose of a god? Yes, to watch over the people of the town. What town did Neptune look over? Yes, Rome. Let's take some notes on our notes page about what has happened so far. Let's think. So we met a character and we learned a little about him. Let's write a few words that will help us remember this part of the story. Remember, we don't have to write incomplete sentences when we're taking notes. Just a few words that will help us remember. I'm first going to make a dot, and that is known as a bullet point. It'll help keep our notes more organized on my paper. Can you make a bullet point on your paper under where we wrote the title? Very good. Great. Now I'm going to write a few words that will help me remember this page. Copy them with me or come up with your own. Neptune, god of sea. And I'm going to write watched Rome because that's what they said was his job. So Neptune, god of sea, watched Rome. All right, let's keep reading. Neptune was known for his bad temper. Trust me, you never want to make Neptune angry. He used his trident to stir seas, start storms, and fuel floods. He shattered rocks with it, causing earthquakes. What character trait did the author just give Neptune on this page? Yes, it mentioned he has a bad temper, doesn't it? On this page, we learn some details about what he used his trident for. Okay, stand up. I'm going to give you some phrases. If Neptune used his trident for this purpose, I want you to raise the roof like this. Okay? So if Neptune does not use his trident for this purpose, I want you to show me an X with your arms like this. All right, let's get started. Neptune used his trident to stir the seas. Oh, yeah, excellent job. You should be raising the roof. Next, Neptune used his trident to eat dinner. Right, Neptune did not use his trident as a fork, even though it resembles a fork. Next, Neptune used his trident to start storms. Oh, yeah, excellent. Next, Neptune used his trident to go fishing. No, Neptune didn't use his trident to go fishing. I tried to trick you. Finally, Neptune used his trident to create floods. Good job. Let's add some notes from this section. First, draw another little dot or bullet point under your first sentence on your page. Okay? Let's think. So we learned some more things about Neptune and his trident. I'm going to try to just write a few words to help me remember this part. You can copy me or come up with some of your own. I'm only going to use two details about his trident. Bad temper. We know that he has a bad temper. That's a character trait. And that he uses his trident for storms and earthquakes. So I wrote bad temper, trident, storms, and earthquakes. All right, boys and girls, let's continue reading. Neptune took his job seriously. He rode his horses over land and sea, watching over his kingdom. Neptune loved the attention and the worship from his people. They built statues of him. Neptune soon wanted more people to worship him. So he looked for a town without a god. What did Neptune enjoy? Yes, he enjoyed attention and worship from his people. Worship here just means to honor or show respect for someone, being a powerful person. Neptune enjoyed this attention so much that he wanted more of it. What was his plan? You're right. He started to look for a town without a god. So let's add some more notes from this page. First, make another bullet point under your second one, like this. All right, good job. Now you can copy me or you can come up with some of your own words. I think I'm just going to write people loved Neptune. People loved Neptune. He wanted more. Didn't he? Yes, that's why he went searching for that next town. Okay, let's keep reading. One day, Neptune found a town that needed a god, but Minerva, goddess of wisdom, found the town on the same day. What were the townspeople to do? We get two, the people whispered to each other. What do we do? Look who we met on this page. Yes. What's her name? Very good. Minerva. And what is she the goddess of? Nice job. She's the goddess of wisdom. Let's add some notes from this section. First, add another bullet point under your existing notes. Very good. Now remember, you can copy me or you can write your own words. Let's think. Neptune found a town. Minerva also found it. The townspeople were unsure of what to do. I'm going to try to just get it to a few words to help me remember this part. You can copy me or write your own. I'm just going to write Neptune found town. Neptune found town. Minerva did too. Neptune found town. Minerva did too. All right, let's keep reading, boys and girls. Now, the two gods thing, that may sound like a good idea, but gods are not very good at sharing. It's also unwise to anger a god, so the townspeople weren't sure what to do. Minerva, who was quite wise, had an idea. She suggested that she and Neptune give the town a gift. The gift that the town liked the best would decide the winner. What are some issues of two gods being in one town? Well, yes, one issue is that the gods aren't good at sharing. Can you think of another problem for the townspeople? Excellent. They didn't want to help anger them by choosing one or the other. Who came up with an idea for how to solve the problem? You're right, Minerva did. What was her solution of having two gods in the same town? Great. She suggested that they each give a gift to the town and the favorite one would win. Okay, so let's add some notes here. First, you're going to add another bullet point. And very good. The townspeople didn't want to make a choice. So Minerva came up with a plan for both Neptune and her to give the town a gift. Now, whichever gift is liked the most will win the town. I'm going to try to write a few words to help me remember this part. You can copy me or write some of your own. Minerva's plan for the best gift wins. Minerva's plan for best gift wins. Very good. Okay, let's keep reading. Neptune tapped the side of a mountain with his trident. Water flowed from the rock, creating a cool stream. The townspeople cheered. Fresh water was hard to find near the salty sea. The people ran to the stream. They took handfuls to drink. Slurp, 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 glurp, squirt could be heard from the people. Everyone who sipped the stream ended up spitting out the water. The stream was salt water. What was Neptune's gift? Brilliant. He made a stream for them. How did the townspeople feel about his gift at first? Oh, yes, they were happy. They cheered. Did they actually enjoy it? No, they didn't enjoy it. Why? Because it was salt water. You weren't supposed to drink salt water. Let's add some notes, everybody. Get your pens ready. Put your bullet point down. All right. Neptune's gift was a stream. However, it was salt water. So I'm just going to write Neptune, gift, salt water. Neptune, gift, saltwater stream. The people were not happy. All right, boys and girls, let's keep reading. So then Minerva waved her hand. Then Minerva waved her hand, and an olive tree began to grow from the stone on the ground. The people ran to the olive tree and tasted the olives. Oh, yum, yum, give me some, they yelled. The olives were juicy, meaty, delicious. The olive trees would give people food, cooking oil, lamp oil, and shade. So the people looked at Neptune in fear. Was he angry? But Neptune tasted the water. He began to laugh. Boys and girls, what was Minerva's gift? Yes, it was an olive tree. And how did they feel about her gift? Absolutely, they loved it. We learned some detail about how the people could use the olives. Stand up, and I'm going to say some phrases. If people can use olives for that purpose, I want you to raise the roof again. But if people cannot use olives for that purpose, I want you to show me an X with your arms like this. Okay, let's get started. People can use olives for food. Excellent job. Very good. People can use olives for food. You should be raising the roof. Next, people can use olives to color with. No, people cannot use olives for coloring. Next, people use olives for cooking oil. Excellent. People use the olives to throw at each other. No, they wouldn't throw them at each other. Next, people can use olives for shade. Excellent. Great job remembering all those purposes of olives. Why do you think the people looked at Neptune in fear when they loved Minerva's gift? I agree. The text said that you don't want to make Neptune angry. He can use his trident to make storms, earthquakes, and floods. Let's add some more notes to our note taker. First, make another bullet point under your notes like this, and let's think. Minerva gave the gift of the olive tree. People loved it, but they could use it for many things. However, they were fearful of how Neptune reacts. So I'm going to write a few words to help me remember this part. You can copy me or come up with your own. I'm going to write Minerva's gift, olive tree, people scared. Minerva, gift, olive tree, people scared. Who were they scared of again? Yep, they were not scared of her. They were scared of him, Neptune. All right, boys and girls, let's finish reading our story, okay? Minerva, your gift is better than mine, said Neptune. The water tastes like brine, and even to this day, Rome's special tree is the olive tree. Now, listen to this sentence. Minerva, your gift is far better than mine, said Neptune. This water tastes like brine. Brine is another word for salt water. Did Neptune get angry when the townspeople didn't like his gift? He tasted the water and he realized it wasn't good, and he just laughed about it. He did not lose his temper like they predicted. When we talked about the myths at the beginning of our lesson, we said that one characteristic of a myth was that plots usually explain why things are the way they are in nature. Now, this last sentence on this page says, and even to this day, Rome's special tree is the olive tree. This myth explains why Rome's special tree is an olive tree because Minerva and Neptune drew the town's attention. Now we're going to add some final notes really quickly. Let's think. Neptune agreed that Minerva's gift was better, and we learned that this is the reason that Rome's special tree is an olive tree. So I'm just going to write a few words, and you can copy me or you can come up with your own. I'm just going to write Minerva 1, Rome's special tree. Minerva 1, Rome's special tree. Great job. All right, boys and girls. Well, when we retell or rewrite events in the story, sometimes we will use transition words. These words are helpful to get the reader to keep track of these events. Here are some transition words we might say if we retell the myth. These are the same from yesterday: beginning, first, in the beginning, middle, next, then, also, later, suddenly, end, last, finally, in the end, or eventually. Now we've taken lots of notes together. Okay, I'm going to review I'm going to review the notes that we've written together, and as I read through my notes, I'm going to try to put them in complete sentences out loud so you can hear my thinking. Okay, and I'm just going to do this in a quick example, and then you can get started on yours today. Okay, so I wrote, my first bullet point says Neptune, god of sea, watched Rome. If I wanted to put that in a complete sentence, it might sound something like this. Neptune was god of the seas. His job was to watch over Rome. All right, boys and girls, I want you to do that today when you retell your myth. So we've taken notes on our note taker. And just as we retold our story yesterday, you are going to use transition words in your story today. You will now take your notes to retell your story on your next piece of paper. Remember to use these transition words that I've got on this paper. And when you're finished, you can go back and add some illustrations for your favorite part. I encourage you to read your Neptune and Minerva story to someone at your house today. I enjoyed working on retelling Neptune and Minerva with you today. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning Series. Bye-bye.